Hey everybody, I'm Elizabeth Selasky, and you can call me the Mortgage Maven. As the Maven, I'm obviously a professional in the mortgage business, but what else I bring to the table is the emotional side of things, the compassion, the education. I want everybody to feel confident and empowered when it's time for you to buy a house. So come with me. Picture it, Jacksonville, Alabama. Elizabeth just graduated college. As a recent graduate, let me tell you, I thought I was on top of the world. I was the hottest thing since sliced bread. Who would not want to hire me? I graduated top of my class. I was an athlete. I mean, come on. Of course I'm gonna find the best job, the top paying salary, on the corporate path. That was obviously what was gonna happen. Well, reality came in pretty quick, and I did not find that job right away. In fact, I didn't have anywhere to go, and I can tell you, as much as I love Jacksonville, I wasn't staying in Alabama. So what happened? Well, I decided I wasn't gonna be that girl that left for college and came back home. So I managed to make my way to Houston to live with my aunt for a couple months. And let me tell you, Houston in August in a car with no air conditioning, do not recommend, not on the list. I would be driving to my interviews, having to get there, do a bathroom shower, wipe everything down, put myself together and try to go to these interviews. Not to mention the 2-hour drive to get to and from these interviews. And the restaurant I worked at shut down. So what was a girl to do? Well, my ex-boyfriend at the time, well, I guess he was my boyfriend at the time, moved here to New Orleans, and I would come and visit him, and I just said, you know what, screw it, I like it here in New Orleans, so I decided to stay. And the only thing I really knew about New Orleans was Bourbon Street. Now I laugh at it, but that's what I knew. So I went down to Bourbon Street, thinking I'm gonna find myself a job, just get a job, make some money. Well, I sure did. I became a shot girl. That's right, a shot girl. If you've ever been to New Orleans, you certainly know what that is. Let's just say I learned how to give shots in ways that I never thought I would. That only lasted me a weekend though. I couldn't do that long term. That's not the Maven. But I learned a lot. So I worked at the Fox and Hound until I found my first big girl job, as we say. And that was in the industry that I thought was my industry. I got into the internet marketing business. I thought it incorporated marketing, communication, a little bit of numbers. Turned out I hated it. It was not for me. I realized real fast that sitting behind a computer desk all day long, that is not for me. And so I started putting some feelers out. I asked some friends that I had gained through the years, and I said, hey, I'm looking for a job. And one of my friends actually hooked me up with somebody from a local bank. He didn't necessarily have anything for me then, but I continued to follow up. And he comes back to me one day and says, hey, would you be interested in working for this kind of crazy top producing mortgage loan officer? He's a little bit tough, but I think you guys would work well together. And I said, sure, just get me out of here. And so I came over, I interviewed with my first boss in the mortgage business. Keep in mind, I couldn't spell mortgage. There's that G in there that's tricky. I couldn't spell it. So I get to the table and he's like, you already have the job. I'll never forget, he was sitting there with the glasses and he kept pushing them up. And he goes, well, if we do this and we do that, keep in mind the place is a mess. He's got files everywhere. I'm overwhelmed, but it was great. And then he goes, well, if you do this and I do this and you'll make this much money. Flips the calculator around and it was double what I was making before. And I said, sign me up, here we go. And so there we have it. That's how I got myself into the mortgage business. So here I am in the mortgage business. Again, I don't know how to spell the word. I think I finally figured it out. But I learned so much from my initial boss. I actually learned how to do the job. He even went out on, had to have a heart surgery, turned out great. He left me in charge for a couple weeks, and that's when I learned I really could do this, and I really enjoyed what I was doing. I understood that I was helping people buy houses. I understood the communication side of it, and best of all, I wasn't stuck behind a computer desk all day. So after a couple of years, went on and became my own loan officer by myself. And that was scary, but it was awesome. And I did that for a couple of years. And then here's something that I bet y'all can relate to. I had a manager that, we just didn't get along well. The way that she managed me just really wasn't right for me. It worked for others, but not for me. And at that moment, I was thinking, I'm done with this business. It's stressful. I just don't see it. I've worked for the same company. And so I thought about getting out. So I started searching, seeing what I could do, even drove Uber for a little while. And the world wouldn't let me go. So I got a phone call from another local loan officer who was actually looking for a marketing person. And I was like, you know what, that's a good fit. So I went in, I worked with him, and I became a marketer. So I wasn't doing the loans all day. I still did some, but I was focused on the marketing side of things. And let me tell you, that's a blast. You go to parties, keep the real estate agents entertained. It was fun. But the problem I had with it was that I was getting tired of marketing for somebody else. And I wasn't seeing the passion, the education, and the way that, that he necessarily talked to the clients wasn't the way that I would have talked to my clients. So it was time. Go back and say, I'm doing this again, and I'm doing it on my own. And I'm doing it the way that I know is right. I've seen it multiple ways, but this is it. And it's been amazing. So here I am. I am the Maven, today, present, and it's the most exciting part of my journey, because I get to do things the way I know is right, the way I know is best for my customers. I look after you, and I want to make sure that you are comfortable and confident in what you're doing. So it is an awesome experience being here. And I'm so excited for what the future is going to hold, because I'm doing this so that I can reach more people, make more people feel comfortable about the decision to become a homeowner. Everybody is scared. I get it. I was even scared when I bought my first home. It's terrifying. But if you have the right education and the right people, it's something that you can do. So I've created the Mortgage Maven to help others, to help you become a homeowner. So if you remember back when I graduated in old Jacksonville, Alabama, I was on top of the world when I really wasn't. I thought I was. And you know what? I'm sure on my way up to the top. I don't think I'll ever reach the top, because there's always something better. But as I continue to go up, I'm taking you with me, and we're going to hit the summit.